I'm Thomas Morris. I'm a private chef here in Dallas, Texas. Today we're going to be talking again about cooking out of your refrigerator. So the last video I did was about baking bread. Now I'm going to be using some of the dough that's at the end of its life and taking a few things out of my refrigerator and hopefully making something good. So what we're going to do today is a play on pepperoni rolls, which is a West Virginia thing. I'm going to do Welly Rolls, basically beef Wellington, and then I'm going to do a play on a Philly cheesesteak. What are we using today? We're using some shallots. We're going to be using a red bell pepper. You can see it's kind of past its prime, but it's fine once you get it sauteed up. Not good for salads, great for putting in bread. I've sauteed off a few mushrooms, and we have some beef tenderloin scrap that I pulled out of my freezer. A few oven-dried tomatoes from some tomatoes that I let go just a little bit long about a month ago. Some mozzarella cheese and some white truffle mayonnaise because that's what goes into beef Wellington. All right, first thing we're gonna do is get the dough prepped. So this is dough, this is bread dough that we made the other day. This actually has been now about 7 days on this one. It's starting to express a little bit of water. That means that the water's coming out of it. And so it doesn't really want to hold its shape very well. However, for this, it's going to be great. So I'm going to cut it into fourths and kind of get it starting to work out to the basic shape and size that I want. The reason I'm doing this is the dough is going to want to spring back. So I'm letting it relax and become accustomed to its new shape. I'll roll it out a little bit further with my rolling pin in a moment. So this is beef tenderloin scrap that I had in my freezer from the last time that I did a large beef tenderloin. We would call this chains. And so I'm taking it now and I'm cutting it, you see, pretty thin, about twice the width that I have cut my shallots, and which is also about twice the width that I cut the mushrooms. We're going to do that real quick. And then we're going to saute all this off on high heat so it goes real fast without overcooking the meat. All right, I've got some grapeseed oil in here, a little over a tablespoon and a half in there. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of butter into my other pan where I'm going to add my shallots. I'm going to cook the shallots over medium heat. I don't want to fry them, but I want to get some caramelization on them. So in they go. Get them nice and coated, and then we'll set them down. Oil on my steak pan is just about there. I'm just going to see if it pops on me. There we go. Now, I've got a larger pan out for this because I have a fair amount of meat. And I don't want to overcrowd the pan and have it not cook for me. So now the meat is cooked to about just past medium. We don't want raw meat going into this bread that we're going to be cooking. The shallots have got just a little bit to go. They're starting to caramelize up. Probably here about 2 more minutes. Now I'm going to start building my rolls. The first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this truffle mayonnaise. You could also, if you were, a lot of people have truffle oil. I just happen to have this, and again, truffle goes with beef Wellington, so we're going to use that. Oh, it's a little cold. Doesn't want to spread very well for me. I'm going to use smaller bits on this one right here. Now the next thing that's going to go down is our mushrooms. One of the reasons, and what we want to make certain that we do with our mushrooms, one of the reasons that we saute them is to get the water out. You don't want a lot of, they're still going to have some in it, but you don't want too much water expressing out of the mushrooms when you start cooking them. So you saute them. It's okay if you have a little bit of brown on them. That's going to add some flavor. You don't want too much. Next, we're going to add some of our onions here, or shallots in this case. Throw those down. And then the tenderloin. The next roll we're going to make is our approximation of a Philly cheesesteak. So we have some sauteed red bell pepper. Again, some mushrooms. This time, and I don't have provolone cheese. I'm going to use mozzarella because that's what's in my fridge today. And then the meat. And then finally, I'm going to do the one with the tomatoes, the basically oven-dried tomatoes with some thyme and a little bit of meat on that because why not? That sounds good. Before I roll them up, I want to make certain that I add a little bit of salt and pepper to each one of them. I don't tend to salt anything ahead of time. That's the way I do it. Different theories on that. A little pepper. Lots of pepper on the cheesesteak. Little on there. And now we're going to take these and roll them. So I'm going to grab the ends and just make certain that the ends get together over here. Fold those over on that end. And that on that, and crimp them shut. And stop. Last thing we're going to do, this is more of a make it pretty than anything else. I've got an egg wash. So you take one egg, you scramble it, mix it, whatever you want to call it, add about half as much by volume of water as you do of egg, and then we're going to brush the tops of these. Then I have heated an oven to 325 degrees. It is a convection oven. If you are not using a convection oven, you would heat yours to 350. I'm going to put these in there for about 20 minutes, and then we'll see what they look like on the back end. All right, big reveal time here. I'm going to cut in. See, we've got some nice gooiness there. Enjoy. You may have noticed, by the way, that I had too much stuff, so and not enough dough to put it in. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do with this? Basically, I'm going to take my shallots, my mushrooms, my peppers, my meat. I'm going to make, I don't know, we're going to call it a European stir fry. I'm going to mix that all together in a hot pan. Maybe put a little bit of melty cheese on top, and eat it up like that. So that's how we're going to cook from our refrigerator today. Thank you.